Previously on Gears.
Guys.
Definitely.
Okay, guys, it's time for my Disi's Double Ds. As I mentioned, we're going to be chatting to Stephen Hunt, the Blitzbokke rugby player. So let me just start my intro. Today on my Disi's Double Ds, I'm very excited to be chatting to a brilliant rugby player who I grew up with in Port Elizabeth. Blitzbokke star Stephen Hunt and I were at the brother and sister schools, Grey and Collegiate, throughout our school careers, and it is great to see him achieving so highly on the rugby field these days. I thought it would be nice to catch up with Steve to find out more about his career and what it's like representing the Blitzbokke. Hi Stevie, welcome to Gears on Balls Visual Radio.
Thanks, Daz. Thanks for having me.
It's so nice to catch up with you.
It's been a while, eh?
It's been very long. Stevie, you're permanent in the Blitzbokke side. What's it like representing your country at the different events around the world?
Well, I think something like sevens is pretty cool. It's a little different to the 15 code rugby, you know, with all the traveling, going to different places, you know, traveling the world and, you know, seeing so many different things, you know, networking with players from all over the world. So it's pretty cool.
And you travel to so many stunning destinations around the world when you play the various legs of the sevens tournaments. What's your favorite tournament of the year?
Oh, they're all really, really different. But I think, you know, you can pinpoint a few like Hong Kong and Las Vegas. England's really, really good. You know, each country tries to make it as special as they can, and you know they have different things about them. So it's a really cool series, and it's awesome to be part of it.
He's picked out all the party destinations.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you guys do some jawling?
I think when you're winning, there's always a bit of jawling involved.
What's it like going back to your hometown PE and playing in front of all your mates and knowing that you're representing your country?
Well, yes, you know, I didn't think it would ever go back to PE, you know. So we thought mostly it'll probably end up in town, but I don't. It was very different. Unfortunately, I was injured this last PE, but the year before that, it was pretty cool, and it was also an awesome tournament.
Stevie, sevens rugby is really growing, I mean, all around the world. Are you planning to go back to 15-man rugby at any stage, or do you enjoy the sevens?
Well, it does. I think from when I started 3 years ago, you know, like sevens was literally, it wasn't anything. It was, you know, just almost a stepping stone for the youngsters to move on to the 15th code. And you know, things have changed so much now that it's Olympic sports. I'm actually not too sure. I'm not interested in, you know, moving back anytime soon. But definitely, you know, the Olympics is the goal.
I wanted to ask you, is that the dream and the goal? I mean, going to the Olympics, what an experience.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, every sportsman's dream of being able to achieve something like that.
Okay, there are a couple of you Grey boys doing really well. I mentioned in my intro you went to Grey, I went to Collegiate, proud PE people. And Jono Dix is with me in studio here. He's also went to varsity in the Eastern Cape. But I mean, you, Tim Whitehead, Sia Khaleesi, there's so many of you guys doing so well. Do you find that the highly competitive and high standard and quality of rugby you played at Grey at schoolboy level has set you guys up to be achieving what you are today?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, definitely has a role to play, because there are plenty of Eastern Cape sportsmen that are doing so well at the moment in terms of guys from St Andrews College, that kind of thing. So I think, you know, EP is definitely, you know, a province to look out for, and definitely sportsmen for the future.
It's also got a rich rugby history, and if you look at the support even the Kings are getting at their stadium, it's fantastic to see.
Well, yeah, I think the Kings season this year has been phenomenal so far,
Yeah. I agree.
I've always found this very interesting. The way you guys train for sevens, is it similar to how guys playing 15-man rugby train, or do you focus more on speed training?
Yeah, it does. I think, you know, most of the guys that come into, you know, our system coming from the 15 code rugby, you know, it's a bit of an adjustment because it's a lot more running. It's, you know, endurance running. And it's got to kind of be a combination of everything. I think 15 boys are a lot stronger, a lot heavier. And, you know, it's obviously for our style of rugby that we have to play.
Were you playing at Twickenham? Were you injured? Did you pick up an injury recently?
Yeah, I got injured in Glasgow now.
Oh, no.
They won, pity.
What happened?
Yeah. No, I just, you know, I kind of sprained my ankle. It sounds petty, but yeah, they sent me home and they flew someone else up. But yeah, I think overall it was a good season. The guys coming out of a very roller coaster ride with winning 3 tournaments and then doing really badly in a couple of others. So I think it was good overall.
I read you've got, is it the Sevens World Cup coming up soon? Will you be fit for that?
Yes. Actually, I saw the doctor this morning and he gave me some good news to say that I will be fine for the World Cup. So
okay, awesome.
Smiles all around.
Okay, moving on to a little bit of the naughty stuff. Who's your roommate when you travel, and anything funny or naughty you can share about him?
Oh my word! Just some things that happen on tour. I don't know. I think one thing we always talk about is like rugby players or sportsmen in general just take a little longer to grow up than anyone in the corporate world because you're always around, fooling around, and plenty of jokes to be played on. I just get bored and a bit of cabin fever in the hotel.
It looks like you guys have such a good vibe between you. It's awesome.
No, it's really cool. Yeah.
Finishing off, you aren't just a talent on the rugby field, but you're also quite the bright spark. What are you studying at the moment?
You think so?
You definitely are. And you're quite the good-looking one too. Ladies, go
you're
follow him on
dangerous
Twitter.
Yeah, well, I think the majority of us are actually trying to do a bit of studies through UNISA. It's with our schedule, it's a bit difficult because you're always out of the country. So we try to register for subjects that we can write when we're back home. So UNISA is definitely the way to go. I tried to do it through Stellenbosch, but it was a little difficult. But yeah, I'm currently doing a BCom marketing through them.
That's
Nice,
I think it's
well
great
done.
because you get a life after rugby when your career comes to an end. Although that's still a long way off, which is great.
Yeah, well, I think that's also the route I'm trying to take, especially being in the sport industry, try to stick to something like marketing, advertising, where I can, stay in the sporting industry.
Well, Stevie, I'd love to see you and catch up. If you're ever in Joburg, let me know. And if I'm in Cape Town, I'll definitely give you a call. Just for the people
Yeah,
listening, what is your Twitter handle for people to go and follow you?
At Stevie_Hunt.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Steve. Have a great day.
Thanks, Steve. Cheers.
You too, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
What a nice guy.
Down to earth, which is fantastic.
Yeah, very, very nice guy. I actually saw him about 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, and I couldn't believe how big he had got compared to when he was at school.
Well, the kind of training they go through, I mean, they do some strength training, but it's lean, mean stuff. I mean, I'm sure when his shirt comes off, Disi, you'd be impressed.
At the next intersection, turn on Gears with Sasha Martinengo. Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.